How to shoot video for your son or daughter. This is a critical component. Video has really radically changed how the college recruiting process works today. Many college coaches are asking, players, send me video, send me game video, send me a highlight video. College coaches don't have the time, don't have the budget, don't have the recruiting calendar and days available based on NCAA limitations to personally evaluate many players in person and personally go to many different games. So videotaping your son or daughter is critical as part of this process, or finding a group to videotape your son or daughter is critical. In terms of how to videotape your son or daughter, number one, if you're going to do it yourself, get a tripod. Make sure you get, you can get an inexpensive tripod at Walmart or at Best Buy or at one of these electronic stores, but get a tripod. Make sure, ideally, it's a decent tripod. Some tripods are anywhere between, $30 to $50. You can get a better tripod that's going to make videotaping a lot easier. A tripod that has a fluid head, you can buy those, at Best Buy or Walmart. Typically, Best Buy or one of those type of electronic stores would have a fluid head tripod for anywhere between $100 to $200. It makes a huge difference in terms of recording video. Other key components or key areas of advice: if you're going to do it yourself, get a video camera where you can shoot video straight to a chip or to a hard drive. That way you don't even have to deal with tape. You can make it real easy. You can shoot video, come home to your computer, offload the video right onto your computer, and be able to review it and burn it right to a disk. Often it's easy to shoot video and to get it onto a DVD. What becomes difficult for most families is taking that video of a game or a workout and actually editing it. There are editing programs that are out there like Final Cut Pro, like Adobe Premiere. Many of these programs are expensive and take either a class or a professional to utilize them. But if you're interested in just getting video and getting game video, literally you can do it yourself. You can shoot it. You can get it off your camera and burn it to a DVD, which is huge as part of this whole process. Another thing to keep in mind, if you do have a video camera and you do shoot it on a mini DV tape or a high 8 tape, those are definite formats that we work with and many other professional editing groups can work with. But if you're going to do that, make sure that if you're editing or if you're offloading from a mini DV tape or from a high 8 tape, that you have the software to offload that onto your computer and capture it properly. That's really, really key as part of this whole process. Another big thing to keep in mind when you're videotaping your son or daughter yourself is make sure you're getting the right angles. Go to our website, look at some samples, for your son or daughter's particular sport. Look at the angles that we've used from that we shoot with, whether it's football or baseball or soccer or softball or lacrosse. Take a look at the different angles. If it's a field sport like lacrosse or football or soccer, the goal is to get as elevated as you possibly can, so as high as you possibly can in the stands, and try to get as in the middle of the field as you can. So for football, it's the 50-yard line. For lacrosse and soccer, it's the midfield line. Use that as your point to get as high as you can to shoot from an elevated angle. If you're not able to shoot from an elevated angle, make sure, if you're shooting at the ground level, make sure that you're tight enough on your son or daughter, but wide enough to show the play and show the sequence of plays where your son or daughter has the ball or is making passes and plays. Often what we hear from college coaches is their biggest pet peeve is when a parent sends them a game DVD or a highlight DVD and it's completely isolated on that individual player and they have no idea what happens around that player. They can't see the rest of the game, they don't understand the flow of the game, and they really have no clue what's going on. Please, this is a huge piece of advice to keep in mind. shoot from a wide enough angle, and you can go to our website and look at samples. Shoot from a wide enough angle that shows the flow of the game, the sequence of plays, what passing is going on, how your son or daughter is able to move in space, and that gives them an idea, a college coach, a clear idea, and it allows them to evaluate your son or daughter effectively. Remember, they don't have much time. In 3 to 5 minutes, if that highlight video needs to show them your son or daughter's all-around ability, and it needs to capture their capabilities and skill set, so that coach is then interested in your son or daughter, or says I'm not interested in, or says I need to see more game video, or I need to see more video, and requests a full game video. Other key things to keep in mind is try to be quiet if you're going to videotape your son or daughter. We often get videos that are submitted to us by parents where the parents are really loud and yelling in the background and they can't control themselves, or they do play-by-play on the game. We try to recommend, try to stay quiet, try to get into a location or a spot where you can be quiet or the people around you aren't that loud. Worst case scenario though, get video from the best location. Worry about the audio second. Quality video is priority number one. The audio, we can work with the audio, or you can work with the audio. Another thing to keep in mind is using that tripod, making sure that the tripod is level and you're getting a good overall frame of what you're filming. And then making sure your tripod is, you have the tripod loose enough where you can pan from left to right and follow the game effectively. Another point is really make sure that the tripod is on a flat surface. I mean, most stadiums, like football stadiums, are set up where you're able to do it on a flat surface. But if you happen to be on a tripod or on a stadium where there's stairs and you have one leg that's going to be lower than the other two legs, try to make sure that you're able to get that camera positioned and you adjust the tripod legs. So again, you're framing what you're filming, and when you move left to right, it's nice and even. And that's just some adjustments that you're going to have to figure out yourself. The other key component is try to make sure, if you're filming basketball or soccer, that as you zoom or as you follow the play, and let's say for instance it's basketball and the point guard is bringing the ball up, you want to make sure that that point guard is positioned on the far left or the far right of your camera framing, so that you're able to see the rest of the open court in front of that point guard and player. So you're leading, literally the point guard is in the back side of the frame, and you're leading the rest of the frame of the camera toward where the rest of the players are and where the next play is going to develop.